Hi, my name is Jason, and this is my story. I grew up in Renton. I'm a local boy. I've lived here most of my life. I was raised by a single mom. My parents split up when I was about 2. Well, they split up when I was 1, but they divorced when I was 2. I come from what most people would call a broken family, but I don't like that word because broken implies that it didn't work. And my family seemed to work pretty well. My dad always made it a point to be a part of my life, even though him and my mom weren't together. Church really wasn't a part of my growing up. We didn't go to church on Sunday. My mom worked pretty much all the time, trying to support me. The Sunday was kind of a day of rest for her, so church wasn't an option. That wasn't something she wanted to do. Not that she wasn't a religious person. There was a lot of talk about God, a lot of talk about Jesus, and that was kind of in our hearts, but it wasn't, we didn't feel that we needed to go to a church to actually worship, and it just wasn't something that we did. I really didn't attend church like I said, on a regular basis at all, because it wasn't part of what my immediate family did. I did have one aunt who was extremely religious and unfortunately jaded me towards kind of formed my feelings about Christianity and about most Christians. She was extremely judgmental. At the age of 9, 10 years old, decided to sit me down and tell me how my folks were going to hell because they were divorced, even though she was on her 3rd marriage. I attended her church every once in a great while. I'd stay over at her house, and being a rebellious kid, I'd always make sure I wore my rock t-shirts or wore something extremely inappropriate to go to church in. And I was actually asked not to return to their church. And when you're 12, 13 years old and looking for a place where you fit in, and people are asking you not to return when it's supposed to be one of the most accepting places, a place that most people think they can go to be accepted, it kind of gave me a bad feeling about organized religion for a long time. Right after Rebecca and I got married, a little over 3 years ago, I lost my best friend to cancer, and I saw how at peace he was as he was fighting this battle, because he was a Christian, he was saved, he knew where he was going, and he knew what was going to happen. And he knew there was no point in being upset because he was going to a better place. And it made me realize that what I was missing in my life, and that we needed to find a church. I was at work a couple weeks ago, and I made a comment to a coworker who has something very important in his life that I didn't realize my comment would hurt him as much as it did. But I made the comment. I went down to apologize. A couple hours later, realizing that what I had said probably hurt him, I walked up to him and called me a hateful person. Told me that I was just an evil, hateful, black-hearted, and a whole bunch of other stuff that it actually hurt me, the way he was talking to me. And in the back of my head, I'm sitting there, and the first thing that pops into my head is, what would Jesus do? And I'm thinking, Jesus would punch this son of a... That was my voice that was saying that. And then on the other side, I hear Mike's voice saying, turn the other cheek and take the higher ground and just walk away. And that's what I ended up doing. I let him cool off for a couple of days. I saw him walking through the lunchroom, and I just walked up to him. I was like, hey, Cliff, how's it going? And the next thing I knew, we were sitting down having lunch together.